So, we're talking money, right? Earlier we talked about rates. Well, previous video we talked about rates. We talked about pricing. Now, let's talk about you. Let's talk about your truck, your bills, your standards. I was just talking to a guy, calls Reefer, watches the channel. Big shout out to him. And it seems like, I thought maybe I was the only one that did this, but obviously I could see why I wouldn't be. I'll tell you what, man, these guys chase these pull-through spots. So if you're hauling a load, right? And but you're doing a short hop, or you're doing a local run. I know guys that will go out and make $200 to $300 a day. They'll go out, they make $200 to $300 a day, and they think they're doing something. Oh, well, I'll only spend $40 or $50 on fuel, right? What about the truck? What about the insurance? If your insurance is $1,500, let's just say it's $1,500 a month, right? Alright, so insurance is $1,500 a month, right? You run 20 days. And that's if you run 5 days a week, 4 days. 4 weeks a month. Most of us, in essence, don't do that. We'll have a day off here and there. We'll reset somewhere. We'll get jammed up somewhere. Whatever. So, at that, $75 a day. Just for insurance, right? So, you got $50 for fuel, $75. We're at $1.25 on operating costs. If you're breaking it down daily. And then you've got the maintenance, you've got the wear and tear. You know, let's just give it $20. $20 a day for maintenance and wear and tear, which is really low. Because that's only $400 a month if you're running 20 days. So now you're at $145, right? And now you've only made $200. And let's say you bought breakfast, you bought lunch, you bought something. You know what I mean? Say you blow $20 a day. You're at $165. Now, I know. I'm going to say, Hotshot, that don't matter. It's fuel, and that's it. In the perfect world. So, unfortunately, I don't know why. It makes zero sense to me that truck drivers, for some reason, don't do all costs in their expenses. It's called trucker's math. Worst math I've ever seen. It's worse than Common Core. Those of you that got kids, you know how bad Common Core is. Like, you have to include everything. I mean, if not, when you do 500 down the road, and you're saying, oh, I made 300 profit, you really didn't. You've got to get, that's a rough looking tire on that trailer. You got to get it figured out. You got to get it down, and you've got to stick to it. I mean, if not, that's going to cause you to be behind the 8 ball. That's going to cost you days off. It's going to cost your family. And those of you that are doing that, the bills come due for the house, and you wonder why you ain't got no money. You're looking at somebody like, where's all the money? What'd you buy? What about this? What's this? Where's that? Truth of the matter is you just did your numbers wrong. So I have a minimum. My minimum, and I barely run for it, is 500 a day. That's bare minimum. Like, that's within 150 miles. If I'm going over 150 miles, I need a G a day. Just because I know what happens when I go over 150 miles. I get stuck in traffic. I'm not coming home, so my truck's idling. You know, it's just wear and tear and, you know, all that good stuff. It adds up. So, I know it's nice to be home every night. It's nice to be local. It's nice to not work. And that's what a lot of business owners really want to do. If you think about it, they don't want to work. Or they want to work minimal. Like if you're running 50-mile trips, you shouldn't be worried about price per mile. Because it don't matter. You know, 50-mile trips, you better be at $100 a mile. That's just me. But, and I didn't even talk about truck payment. People got truck payments. $1,000 divided by 20, what's that? 50 bucks a day? Nobody break it down like that though. You know, they want to make $2,000 a week gross and think they're doing something. You're really not, but you are. If you're making that kind of money in this kind of business, hope you got a wife or spouse that's, you know, taking care of you in the house. And, you know, that's why you see truck drivers running over the road, not because we want to, but because that's where the money's at. Like, I live this lifestyle because that's where the money's at. You know, I asked a question earlier, would you run 500 miles for $1,000? People said no. But yet they're making less than that a day. $1,000 a day. You know what confused them? Why they wouldn't do it? Because it's half of it's deadhead. And I'm going to tell you this, and this is honest as I can be. If you pay me $250 all miles, I will deadhead to California. From Maine, from Florida, it don't matter. You give me a rate count of $250 all miles to go there and back, I'm gone. I don't care if I'm empty. I don't care if I'm full. Just pay me. If you're paying me to come there, why do I care? What is going on over there? Oh. You know what I mean? Like, it really don't matter. I'd rather this truck be empty if I'm getting paid. I'd rather have one car on it and get paid. Better fuel economy. Well, supposed to. Seems like I'm getting 5.8, 5.9. I don't care what's on it, what ain't on it. But that's just what it looks like to me. You know what I mean? Well, we're going to fill up and we're going to see what happens. And we're going to put this wing back on to see if that helps. So guys, sit down and get your operating costs. Are you here to make money or are you here to be home? What do you want to do? I'd love to be home. But if I'm going to be home, I'll go get a local job making $1,000 a week with zero expenses. You can get a local CDL job making $1,000 plus a week. You run around in a pickup or semi. I know guys in semis that do it. Don't make no sense. And my boy said don't make no damn sense. I tell you what, man, them boys of the South, they come up with some stuff. I talk to this boy so much, he got me talking like him. Woo! My man's though. My man's trouble man. So, guys, make sure you have a minimum and stick to it. You run this game. You run that truck. The brokers don't want to pay you, don't move it. You know what? You know how much it costs you for that truck to be parked? $0. Well, I lied. Because I just sat and told you it's about $100 a day to operate. You know what I mean? But you can keep it parked today and then add another day in there. So if I don't work today, but I work Saturday, it didn't cost me nothing. You know? So sometimes it's cheaper to stay parked. It really is. And more profitable to stay parked. It's better. But that's just me. Just my opinion. My first day on the job. But yeah, if you guys have any questions, holla at your boy. Like, share, subscribe. Hit that ding ding. And I will see you on the next one. Peace.